Today I'll give you a quick introduction into how to use the program Autodesk Inventor. It's a 3D modeling software that our school uses to draw 3D models, which we will then use with our CNC router, our CNC plasma cutter, CNC laser, and 3D printers. First off, we're going to start with a new part, because ideally all we're doing is drawing parts. Now, like anything, when we're drawing something, we imagine that we're drawing on paper. And what we're going to do is we're going to sketch something. So what we're going to do first is up here in the toolbar, we're going to sketch. 2D. Now, because it's a 3D modeling software, we can work in multiple dimensions. And we all know that the coordinate systems, X, Z, Y, Z, X, Y planes, are on which we're going to draw. What I'm going to do is I'm going to imagine that we're drawing on top of a desk. So I'll click the flat surface here. Now, once I choose that, it goes into the sketch mode. In the sketch mode, there's multiple tools I can use to draw. Right now, I'm going to draw us a 3D cube. So what I'm going to choose, I could use line, but I'm going to choose rectangle because it's much faster. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a rectangle. Okay? And then once I do that, I can dimension it because ideally a cube is equal sides and then equal height. So I'll choose dimension. And I'll choose one side of dimension at a time. Let's make this cube 1 inch. And then I'll do the same thing to the other side. Because I chose to draw with a rectangle rather than a line, it moves both sides equally. So now that I'm done drawing, and it's on a flat surface, we want to make this part three-dimensional. So we're done sketching for this part. So I'll click Finish Sketch. Now it puts us in this kind of isometric view. The next thing we want to do is, basically it's called extrude. What it means is to pull something up and add dimensions to it. So I'm going to choose what they call extrude. Now I want to choose the part which we're going to draw. Now the program actually automatically starts to extrude it because it wants to make something that is solid. Well, it already chose 1 inch because it's the standard 1 inch. It's the go-to dimension. And I could do direction 2, so it goes down. I could also go symmetric, or I can choose to go asymmetric, which would be used for some other different drawing aspects. We'll get into that further in the future. So right now I'm just going to choose this direction. Pretty simple, right? Well, that's what they call additive dimensioning and additive drawing. Let's do subtractive. So imagine if I want to make a hole in the center of this part. Just like the first time when we drew this part and we added to it, we can do the same but subtractive. So I will start a sketch. Now I could draw on any of these surfaces. What I like to explain to people and students is that when we're trying to draw or sketch, it's like a sheet of paper. When we want to start a new sketch, you turn the page and we start a new sketch. But right now, I can't use the original sketch of the part that I have drawn. So I have to do what they call project geometry. So now I can use the part because it's a new sheet of paper, ideally. The parts on the other side that we drew are no longer there. But by projecting geometry, I can now use this again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a circle in the center of this cube. Now, the program kind of knows where centers are marked, so it kind of makes it easier for us. So I'm going to make a little 1/4 of an inch hole in the center. Okay? Now I'm done. I drew my sketch in 2D. So I want to make that a three-dimensional command. So once again, I'll say Finish Sketch. And I'll extrude. I'll choose my drawing. Now before we added to it, now we're going to subtract. So rather than saying add, we're going to cut a hole through the center. I can add this direction, but that can't because that would be basically adding. So we want to subtract. But I could also go asymmetric, and I can also add different depths. What I'm going to do here is I can add a distance. How deep do I want the hole to be? Well, let's just call it 1/4 inch again. So now the hole is not through. Now this is just a basic introduction to the program. and we can get further in depth in the future. But I hope you enjoyed it.